Hello friends, and welcome to the latest issue of the Wiser newsletter, 2 weeks of tech in a 10-minute read. This week I'm going to be talking about three things: Microsoft and the $21 billion order for augmented reality headsets. I'm going to be talking about Coinbase and floating on the public markets in the next 2 weeks. And I'm going to be talking about what's the fuss around TikTok and just have a little look into what is it that's making TikTok so sticky and addictive. Just remind you before we go on to hit the subscribe button and the little notification bell so that you don't miss any of the future episodes of Wiser. So let's get started. Microsoft and the $21 billion army order for augmented reality headsets. And yep, that is right. It's $21 billion for augmented reality headsets for the United States Army. And you know that Microsoft is up to something interesting when its newest gadget feels straight out of Call of Duty. Now, the news is that the US Army recently announced a massive contract to Microsoft to supply advanced mixed reality headsets for soldiers. The AR device is based off Microsoft's HoloLens. Now, for context, the consumer version, which places the interactive holograms over a futuristic spectacle, costs around $3,500 a pop. But the Army's version isn't built for consumers, it's built for warfare. The headsets integrate high-resolution, night, thermal and soldier-borne sensors into a unified display. The AR features improved situational awareness, target engagement and informed decision-making. And the tools will offer soldiers life-like mixed reality training environments. And over the next 10 years, Microsoft will deliver more than 120,000 augmented reality devices to the US Army. Now, some people at Microsoft aren't such big fans of this, and some employees have unsuccessfully petitioned the company to hold off on its cloud computing and AR contracts, saying they didn't sign up to build weapons for the US Army. In response, CEO Satya Nadella says the company sees no problem building tools that help protect democratic freedoms. Today, AR shows no sign of slowing down. Facebook reportedly dedicates a fifth of its staff to this space, and Apple has its own headset in the works, which we covered in the last issue of the Wiser newsletter. Apple, Google, Facebook and Microsoft all lead the way when it comes to buying AI companies. Now, why is this important? Because it tells you all you need to know about where the tech giants see the future, whether it is augmented reality, natural language processing, simply increasing their ability to algorithmically profile us. AI is number one when it comes to this new tech. For Crypto Corner, I'm going to look at the Coinbase announcement of their public offering. Now, notice I did not say this was an IPO because Coinbase's long-awaited debut on the public market is going to come as a direct listing. This is an unorthodox approach by the first cryptocurrency exchange to go public, because direct listings do not raise new capital by selling new shares. They simply allow existing shares to be traded publicly. Now, many might say that this is a way for existing shareholders and early-stage investors to get out of their investment because they don't believe in the long-term prospects for the traded company. You have to make your own decision up on that one, and it'd be interesting to see after the April 14th launch of these publicly traded stocks to see how the marketplace responds to Coinbase going live. If you're unfamiliar with Coinbase, they are the leading US-based Bitcoin and cryptocurrency exchange. You can exchange fiat currencies like dollars, euros and sterling for Bitcoin, Ether and about 20 or so of the leading cryptocurrencies. Coinbase has a pre-launch valuation of $68 billion on revenues of about $7 billion. They have 56 million users worldwide and has significantly benefited from the bull run on cryptocurrency over the past year. Now, the significance to me of Coinbase going public is that it does move Bitcoin and crypto a little further along the road to mainstream as an asset class. If you're looking to buy Bitcoin or dip your toe into the crypto world, in my honest opinion, Coinbase is a good place to start. It's an established exchange, easy to use, and has a good record of protecting customers' assets. Now, I'm not endorsing Coinbase over any of the other exchanges, but I have had an account there myself for 6 years, and I've never had an issue. If you're interested in opening up a Coinbase account, use the link that's in the comments section And then you and I will both get $10 in Bitcoin when you invest your first $100 in Coinbase. And as a fun fact, if you had invested $10 in Bitcoin when the very first exchange went live in March 2010, you would have received around 3,330 Bitcoin back then, which would be worth today around $200 million. If only. Now, just on the subject of crypto, I do want to just do my usual disclaimer, because whilst this world is new and exciting, it is also risky and unregulated. It's the Wild West, and new frontiers are being established all the time. This isn't meant to put you off, just level set your expectations that not everything is going to be as it seems. There are bad actors out there who are exploiting the naivety and the newness of crypto, just as there are in many walks of life. So keep yourself informed by following a site called Token Sniffer, the site that keeps up-to-date lists of all new tokens and, most importantly, the list of scams and hacks, of which there's currently about 347 of them. I put a link in the comment section below. And finally, what's the fuss about TikTok? Now, TikTok is a social media app owned by Chinese firm ByteDance. It launched in 2016, and by 2019, so it's only 3 years, its revenues had grown to $17 billion. This private firm is valued somewhere between $150 and $180 billion. Inside China, TikTok goes by the name of Douyin. It's the same app, just different names. And you may recall last year when Donald Trump blew hot air about ByteDance being a Chinese firm. That went nowhere. Together, TikTok and Douyin attract around 1.3 billion monthly active users. It's estimated that users spend an incredible 68 billion hours watching TikTok micro videos, all of them less than 60 seconds long. On average, users spend 52 minutes a day on TikTok. I've recently set up the Wiser channel on TikTok, and again, the link is in the comments below. I can tell you from experience that this app is sticky and highly addictive. The key to its success is twofold. First, it is incredibly simple. Unlike Instagram, where it's a confusing mix of stories, reels, and IGTV, all seem to do the same thing, and it's never quite clear which one you should be using. But TikTok only does one thing, and it does it extremely well. The second, and to me this is the most important bit, is that TikTok has awesome signal liquidity. Now, what I mean by signal liquidity is the data about user behavior the app collects. This data feeds AI algorithms to understand who you are, what you're interested in, and most importantly, what will keep you on the app, otherwise engagement. All other social media platforms measure the time to collect signals in hours, but not TikTok. It takes the app less than 15 minutes to suss you out. Every time you watch or skip a video, TikTok captures over 10 times the number of signals compared to the other social media platforms. That's as many as 150 to 300 data points in less time than it takes you to watch the Netflix trailer. Pretty soon you're going to see a continuous stream of micro videos that play to your interests. It's like sitting at a slot machine with an endless supply of pennies. It just never stops. This is why TikTok is highly addictive and has the potential to massively influence a generation of highly influenceable young users who spend on average 52 minutes a day on TikTok. The rumour is that TikTok are considering increasing the max length of its micro videos. Now, you may remember when Twitter went from 140 to 280 characters in 2017. Exactly. Nobody remembers that because nobody cares anymore, because it has made Twitter better. The case for staying at 1 minute is that the secret sauce for TikTok is brevity. Make your point, tell your joke, offer your nugget of wisdom, and you move on. 60 seconds is more than enough. That is unless you're an advertiser. They look at the young demographic, of which 61% of the users of TikTok are under the age of 30, and they think 3 minutes is perfect for a music video. And when you consider that TikTok have yet to fully exploit its potential for product endorsement, it is easy to see why the likes of Walmart have been linked to buying the social media app. To illustrate the powerful potential of product endorsement on TikTok, take Dunkin' Donuts. Now, last year, they named a drink after the most followed user on TikTok, a 16-year-old dancer called Charli D'Amelio. Charli made no secret of her love for Dunkin' Donuts, and the fast food chain saw the opportunity. In an unofficial move, the Dunkin' created the Charli, and immediately was in front of Charlie's 112 million followers. Right after Dunkin' launched the cold drink, it saw a 57% increase in downloads for the Dunkin' app. In the first 5 days, they reported selling hundreds of thousands of the Charlie and a 20% sales boost for all cold drinks. That's the power and potential in TikTok. I hope you enjoyed this issue of The Wiser. Please go to the comment section for all the links to the newsletter on Substack, to joining Coinbase and all the other things that we've talked about today. And remember, subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any future issues of Wiser, because insight and information gives you leverage. See you next week.